everybody, welcome on back to Aloe's Greenhouse. Dancing with the Stars is one of the longest competition TV shows in history, having been on the air since 2005. That makes this year the 20th anniversary of the show, which is incredibly exciting. More on that later. Over the last 2 decades of the show's existence, I've personally experienced a little over half of that time, and have seen firsthand how impactful this show truly is. The show has changed a lot since I first started watching in 2014, for better and for worse. It is wild to me how much the show has really taken off, especially in the last couple years. Especially since it was fully at risk of being canceled a few years ago. So this is my personal deep dive on the rise, fall, and rise again of Dancing with the Stars. If you enjoy my content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. I don't have a schedule yet, as this is only my second video back, but I'm really excited for this topic. This video was maybe the reason that motivated me to start making YouTube videos again. As you can see, I've been a very long time fan of Dancing with the Stars. This shirt is from 2016, from my first ever Dancing with the Stars tour that I went to. I have since been to, I think, 11 Dancing with the Stars shows over the course of 9 years. So I've been around the block. I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about, okay? I haven't been watching the show since the beginning, but I've been watching for a really long time, very closely and very intensely. The first 14 seasons are the ones that I haven't seen, and that's what I count as the first era. The early stages of Dancing with the Stars. The first of everything. This is not really where I have the strongest knowledge on Dancing with the Stars before season 15, but I guess those seasons really shaped the demographic and the expectations for the show going forward. I think season 15 was the first time they really did something different, needless to say, because that was an all-star season where they brought back couples from seasons 1 through 14 to compete for a second time. Getting 2 seasons of Shawn Johnson was like the best thing ABC could have possibly given us, though. Thank you. Season 15 paid tribute to the earlier seasons of Dancing with the Stars while also bringing us into a newer and more modern era of the show. It's exactly what's happening right now with the show, but on a much smaller scale, I think. Seasons 16 through 25 were my personal favorite seasons of the show. Season 16 through 25 saw the rise in the show's popularity in spaces like Instagram and Twitter. This time in Dancing with the Stars was just so good to me because it really took the show and kept building upon the concept of it for what it was, which is a dance competition. This, to me, is the first rise of Dancing with the Stars. A lot of people who grew up watching the show with their parents are now older and can enjoy the show from their own perspective. They had so many iconic dancers and celebrities come onto the show during this time. As for contestants, we have people like Meryl Davis, who I think is one of the best competitors to ever go on the show. Alfonso, Jordan Fisher, Bindi Irwin, Normani, Rashad, Zendaya, Corbin Bleu, Riker Lynch, Lori Hernandez, and so many others. But then there were also some funny wild cards in there, like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Alex Scarlatos was really a fun one. He was such a meme to me. But then this was also such a fantastic time for the pros being on the show. It was a great mix of people who were longtime Dancing with the Stars pros, mixed with some new people, and they put much more emphasis on the troupe. I miss Brittany Cherry so much. I miss Allison Holker so much. I miss Haley Erbert so much. All 3 of them were some of my favorites to ever go on the show. Allison was one of the best pros, I think, to ever be on the show, even though she only did 3 seasons, but I don't know if we're ready for that conversation yet. There was also Artem Chigvintsev, Keo Motsepe. I miss Keo so much. He was wonderful. All the ones we know and love from older seasons of the show are still around, which is really awesome, but you also have to bring in this fresh new group to keep the show's momentum going, and I think this group of new troupe members like Brittany, Allen, Haley, in 2015 was the best. So in addition to the dancers being wonderful additions to the show and being more emphasized at the time, I think, Dancing with the Stars was also more taken for what it was at the time, that being a dance competition show. They added so many really cool weeks to the show during this time, like the switch up was so much fun. Basically what they would do for 1 week is switch around the dancers and the pros based on who the fans want. The trio round and team dances And the switch up, if they would just bring back the switch up, oh my god, that would be so fun. Seasons 15 through 25, I think were the best seasons of the show in terms of its production value, the people who they were having on the show, and just everything about it, really. The culture around the show was a lot more fun back then as well. Season 25, I think, was the last insanely good season of Dancing with the Stars. So then, what happened after Jordan Fisher? Jordan Fisher was one of the most memorable contestants and arguably one of the best the show has seen. The tour that followed that season was also a lot more memorable. Season 25 was incredibly successful and such a fun season. So why did things turn for the worse after that? Naturally, the show should seemingly continue on its upward trajectory and become more popular from then on, but that's not what happened. Back during this time, Dancing with the Stars was still happening twice a year. One season in the fall, one season in the spring. The spring of 2018 is when they decided to change things for the worst, and they had the 4-week athletes-only season of the show. I was expecting it to do better than it was. Of course it flopped. It was fun to see Jenna Johnson win the mirror ball for the first time, but that's really all I got out of that season personally. Oh, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doing his salsa with Lindsay on Haley's shoulders when Haley was like under the dress and couldn't see anything. That was amazing, and I will never forget that routine. But that season otherwise was such a flop. While athletes typically take up a lot of the Dancing with the Stars cast every year, something that's normally a lot more fun to watch on a regular season of Dancing with the Stars is the variety of celebrities that they bring on, and so having everybody kind of be in the same boat was a little bit boring to watch for me. Plus, there was controversy of Tanya Harding being on the show. A lot of people didn't like that. This was the last time that they hosted a show in the spring, thus bumping down Dancing with the Stars to only happen once a year again. In hindsight, I'm glad that this happened because I feel like with the production value and how it is now, I think it's better served quality over quantity, so I think it's better that they do it once a year now. But it was nice to have 2 shows a year back in the day when I was in high school. This was the beginning of a series of unfortunate events that led to Dancing with the Stars almost becoming entirely canceled, though. Athletes gave Dancing with the Stars an already weird start to this year, but it only got weirder as what happened in the fall of 2018 happened to be season 27. The season that broke everybody with the way that it ended.
Bobby and Sharna.
On this night, I genuinely had people reaching out to me saying they were sorry and giving me actual condolences and checking in on me because Bobby Bones won Dancing with the Stars. I spoke with so many of my online friends at the time who were big fans of Sharna Burgess, who were feeling incredibly conflicted because they were so happy to see their favorite pro win for the first time, but also it was with Bobby Bones, so at what cost? Peace and love to Bobby Bones as a person, because I met him at my Dancing with the Stars tour, I think, and he was really nice. Like, he's not a bad person. I just don't think that he deserved to win the show over Milo and Whitney. 2018 also did actually see a 3rd pre-recorded season of Dancing with the Stars in the form of Dancing with the Stars Juniors. I'm so sad they only did this once because it was still like one of my favorite seasons to watch to this day. It was so innovative and different and fun, and getting to see my favorite pros in such a new light with their mini pros and mini celebrities. Dancing with the Stars Juniors was the one-hit wonder of Dancing with the Stars. Getting to see Jenna with her niece and getting to see Lindsay with her sister was so incredibly special. And now Haley being on the troupe, oh my god, I'm so excited. Dancing with the Stars Juniors was just such a breath of fresh air and such a joy to watch. It definitely softened the blow that was the end of season 27 because Dancing with the Stars Juniors went on through December and continued to premiere episodes after the regular one ended. So I didn't feel like I was left with just nothing and sadness after season 27 was over. But nevertheless, after 2018, the show still persisted. Seasons 28 and 29 were definitely a little bit unmemorable. Season 28 was Hannah Brown's season. Season 29 was when Caitlin Bristowe won. That was the COVID season in 2020. The fact that they were even able to come back in 2020 was incredible. It gave me some excitement during lockdown. But that brings us to season 30 in the fall of 2021. This was the next time we saw a big change in the show's dynamics, in there being a female pro dancing with a female celebrity for the first time. Our first same-sex couple. Regardless of how we feel about JoJo now, her time on the show with Jenna redeemed that season for a lot of people, especially queer longtime fans of the show. So why didn't this season then skyrocket the show's popularity like we saw in the past 2 years? Because that was a big change that a lot of people wanted to see, but there were also other changes to the show that season that made people not want to watch anymore. This was the first season without Tom Bergeron as the host and Erin Andrews as the co-host. They brought on Tyra Banks instead, and people were not happy about that. Not to mention, Tyra Banks was also hosting the show completely by herself, which I feel like the dynamic of having both a host and a co-host together is a lot more warm and welcoming for the show. She treated being the host like she was the main character of the show and thought we would care about things like her outfits, when really that's obviously not why we were watching Dancing with the Stars. As I'll talk about more later, I believe that bringing fresh new personalities and faces onto the show is crucial to the growth of the show. But if you're gonna replace people who have been on the show for all 29 seasons, that's a big pair of shoes to fill, and Tyra Banks unfortunately did not fill those shoes. Season 31 was the last season of Len Goodman. We knew he was probably gonna retire at some point, but I was not expecting him to pass on within 6 months of that happening. We didn't know until the end of season 31 that it was going to be Len's last season. He didn't announce it, I don't think, until the semifinals. But looking back on that season, it only makes it so much more special because we were able to enjoy our time with him a lot more instead of just thinking about all of the lasts we were gonna have with Len. In Len's last season, though, he did get to witness Mark Ballas come back from his Dancing with the Stars hiatus and win the Mirrorball Trophy. He won with Charli D'Amelio that season, and they were incredibly amazing. This was his first win since season 8, which is insane. Season 31 was also a weird time, as it was the year that Dancing with the Stars got demoted from Monday nights on ABC and was only streaming on Disney+. When they made this change, I was personally really sad, especially because my grandma and my aunt, who I normally bond with over the show, weren't able to watch that year because they didn't have access to Disney+. They replaced it with Monday Night Football on ABC. The switch from TV to Disney+ was really interesting to see because it was the first time that I saw like a noticeable change in the demographic of the show. This switch from TV to Disney Plus was really interesting to see, especially at the Dancing with the Stars tour. I was never used to seeing a lot of younger audience members there. A lot of high school students, a lot of families. It's less like old people, basically. Luckily, the next year, though, they did bring the show back to ABC, but then also kept it on Disney Plus, so the show was now airing in both places, which was the most impactful change that they made. Finally, the ratings started to go up again. People were getting excited about Dancing with the Stars once again. Fans of all different ages and backgrounds had access to the show together for the first time, which was really exciting to see. This change was huge, as it kept longtime fans engaged with the show as they've always been, but also opened the doors for more opportunities for growth and change as a younger demographic is being targeted more. This was the first time in years that I think longtime Dancing with the Stars fans really started to see the glass half full again, and it only kept filling with the start of season 32. Why then were we starting to see people getting excited about the show again? Why now are we more excited than ever before to be back in the ballroom? What was so special about season 32 that made the show's ratings skyrocket once again? Personally, I think there's one simple answer to that question, and it's Riley Arnold. The way that Riley had such an immediate success on the show from the moment she stepped into the ballroom is so impressive. Longtime fans of the show and Lindsay Arnold have seen Riley grow up, essentially, and we were all so excited to see the first tiny pro from Dancing with the Stars Juniors be on the regular show all grown up. In addition to getting the longtime fans of the show talking, Riley also went viral on TikTok. Her first week ever being a pro on the show with her cha-cha with Harry Jowsey. Everybody was doing that one section of her dance on their TikTok pages, and it boomed in popularity. Even though Harry Jowsey absolutely could not dance to save his life, we saw how truly smart and talented Riley is, having gotten him to 6th place with nothing but charisma and a fan base. Not only did this bring a lot of new fans to the show that season, but it also made the average demographic of the show a lot younger, just like the addition of Disney+. The TikTokification of Dancing with the Stars and just dance in general scares me. It made dance as a sport a lot more accessible for people outside of the bubble of dance. That combined with Riley and Ezra's approach to their TikTok platforms and just how down-to-earth and relatable they are really set the stage for a lot of the older, more seasoned pros of the show to grow their social media platforms too and get in on all that action. The point of the pros on the show is to highlight their celebrities' talent and be a teacher for them, but in today's age of Dancing with the Stars, the dancing doesn't speak as much for itself as it used to. When a competition TV show such as Dancing with the Stars involves the fans as much as it does, it becomes hard to only see it as a dance competition. Sometimes it can feel like an annoying popularity contest with the voting and the need to appeal to a much larger public majority, which has caused the show to be able to bring on more relevant contestants like Charli D'Amelio. With this year making the 20 years of the show, I really hope that they use this new weight of their platform to preach things like diversity and representation and progression of dance in a positive light. As we've seen already, the cast of season 34 is definitely on the younger side, featuring 2 people from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives TV show. We're finally getting to see Robert Irwin, which we've been asking for like 10 years for this, so the fact that it's finally happening is amazing. And then Alex Earl as well, who I don't really know that well, but I'm excited to see another internet influencer on the show. I hope the rest of the cast for this upcoming season is more diverse in age and background so that when the show comes on, it maintains its usual charm and while also moving forward and developing. So I guess this begs the question of what's next? What can we see with all this uproar and excitement going into the 20th year of the show? The 34th season. We got Mark Ballas coming back. I'm assuming his partner is going to be a man, by the way. With all of the success from the last few years, I think that Dancing with the Stars has so much more potential to keep thriving and keep growing as a show. And I can't wait to see how they do that while also maintaining the show's integrity and charm that it's always had for the last 20 years. And that's it. Riley Arnold, the woman that you are. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. If you have any thoughts on this season of Dancing with the Stars or anything that I said, please feel free to nicely be nice to me. Leave them in the comments. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me over on Twitch because I stream gaming content over there 3 to 5 days a week. I'm hoping to make more niche content type videos on here though. I'm really excited to be broadening my horizons with content again and getting back into things that I made content about many, many moons ago. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all in the ballroom in September. Have a good day, everybody. Bye!